There we go. Better. Hi guys. I very much doubt I'll be on here for long. Got lots and lots of stuff going on. Hi Vanessa. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I've got lots been going on. Gosh. Whereabouts are you? Hi guys. Hi Sharon. Yeah, so at the moment, it's just, hi Dave, haven't seen you for a while. Oh, you're in Iowa. Dave, whereabouts are you? I know where Siobhan is. I used to live there. Excuse the dogs, they're a bit excited. Right, at the moment, let's just say stuff I don't think I've put on, I don't think I've put up. Oh, California, sunny California. Stewie, my little Soe sheep that's only got one horn, he's currently blind. He's got a problem with his eye, with both of his eyes. It's something called, well, they call it silage eye. It's a bacteria, bacterial infection. So he's out on his own, well, out. He's in a barn on his own, unfortunately. His left eye looks to be responding already. But yeah, Friday, we saw him Friday. No, Thursday night. We drove past and we shine a torch and everything to make sure he's okay. So all the sheep are all okay. So we were coming in, and we shone the torch, and you can see the reflection of their eyes. And unfortunately, Stewie didn't have a normal reflection from his eyes, so I went in and had a look, saw that it wasn't looking good. So then we got him in the next day, and hi Brenda. Duncan 1900 Home said that's Brenda. I've been missing everybody so much. I haven't been here. Hi Rach. Hope you're back from your holiday. Stop being so sunny. Come join us in the cold, freezing weather. Yeah, so we got Stewie in on the Friday, and at first I thought, I'll have a look, see what I can do from his eyes. And I took one look at them and I said he's going to the vet. And I literally put him in the car, in the back of my car. You're supposed to transport sheep really by trailers, but he's only little. And it was an emergency, so you get away with it. So I put him in the back of my car and drove straight over to the vet. And lovely vet. She's absolutely fantastic. This is Sarah. She's a brilliant vet. She's so knowledgeable. And I said, how bad is it? Is this really, really bad? If we just got it way too late? And she said, I've seen worse. Really? So to me, this looked horrendous. His eyes were red, really, really dark red, all over them. But he has an ulcer on each eye, and horrible. Anyway, I can put up with seeing anything, veterinary work. I can do it. Any of that, any manky stuff. I mean, I don't like seeing maggots. Siobhan will tell you. She was at mine when Ben got fly strike, which is maggots, and I was throwing up. It was horrible. But eyes are the other thing I can't do. And the vet, she said, I'm going to inject antibiotic into his eyelid. And I was just like, no, I can't, no. So she got another vet to hold him. So he had Alamycin, which is a long-term antibiotic, injected into his rump. He had Metacam, which is an anti-inflammatory and a painkiller, injected under the skin. Then he had Pen and Strep, which is another type of antibiotic, injected into his eyelids. Like, first she pulled it up and was trying to go in, and he was having none of it, so she came from the outside, went sideways. Oh, but I tell you, injecting into the eyelids, yeah, I did not like it. Yeah, it's 50-50 as to whether or not he'll regain full vision, and recover. His left eye has already started responding to treatment, in my opinion, having looked at it today. His right eye, I don't think, has yet, but his left eye has. Yeah, so this is fun. Poor little Stewie. He spent 2 days thoroughly miserable. And then today he's actually started calling quite a lot because he's on his own. Sheep don't like being on their own. And it's quite funny because he's in the raised area of the horses' barn, what we call the cattle court, the barn that keeps flooding. So the horses can come and go as they please. It's just there. So if it's really bad weather, they can go in and hide, and eat barley straw. And one of our ponies, her name is Seven. She's brown, black, and white. She's decided that she loves this little sheep, Stewie. So she spends a lot of time every day in just stood just the other side of the barrier from Stewie. It's really, really sweet. So, yeah, I think Stewie's got a friend in her. In my big silly horse. Sorry, my nose is itchy like that. Yeah, but he's a lot more vocal today. He's managing to cope. He's managing to get around. He's managing to find food, water. I mean, his bed is barley straw, which he can eat. That's not a problem. He's also got hay, and he can smell the hay. And I'm feeding him his hard feed on the hay. So as he eats his hard feed, he can pick up some of the hay, and then so he knows where it is. Oh, what else? Ginger nut biscuits, of course, because that's how we caught him. Ginger nut biscuits. So say hi, Jim. Right, what else? Yeah, I've got a problem with my throat, and I'm having a camera put down it tomorrow, and I am not good at the best of times with having to, like, medical stuff when I have to lie still, or anything to do with my head. I can't stand it where you have to keep your head still. It's the main problem that I have with dentists. Is I panic. I just go into a complete blind panic. Hi, Jim. Now, whenever I've had surgery, my esophagus down here is actually, yeah, they are sedating me, Vanessa, but it's thanks, Brenda. It's a sedative. It's not knocking me out. So I'm still going to be with it. Yeah, I'm going to try rate. I'm going to just run over a lot of breathing exercises in my head. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to this. Thanks, Vanessa. And every time they've ever put anything down my throat medical, they've always scraped the sides, and probably won't, Siobhan. I'll probably get kicked out for violence or something. Yeah, they've always scraped the sides, and then I've ended up with a throat infection. And because I've got lung damage, oh, Vanessa, I wish they'd knocked me out. Because I've got lung damage as well. Any infection here, anything, head cold for me, head cold, throat infection, anything goes straight down. Dave, if they put one of those Yeah, I've been trying, Vanessa, and I will tomorrow. Trust me. Dave, if they put me in one of those, I freak even more. It doesn't help. When I had the carriage driving accident, nearly 2 years ago now. Gosh, that was a fun day, wasn't it, Siobhan? They put me on a spinal board, and they had to take me off it in the ambulance. I couldn't cope with it. I was in such a panic. I actually my blood pressure dropped to zero, and basically my entire body just went into complete panic. And I started throwing up at the same time as my blood pressure going to zero, and it all went very wrong in the ambulance. So yeah, I technically died. But yeah, I have with my doctor, my GP who referred me. I sat down with her. Siobhan, somebody wants to say hello. Say hello, Siobhan. Hello, Auntie Siobhan. Yeah. So, what was it saying? Oh yeah, flatlines. That was it. Hey, Scott and Leanne. Yeah, so I've sat down with my GP and I said, right, this is stuff that's happened to me in the past. This is why I can't have my head pinned down. This is why this will happen. I will need sedating. I said I need, a lot of sedative, a lot. So she wrote it all down and everything. And then they called me a few days ago because I've been rushed through emergency to get this done. Thanks, Siobhan. So when the woman called me the other day, she says, now, some people like a bit of sedative. And she said, now, would you, and she didn't even have to finish, I just said, yes, sedative, a lot of sedative. I need a lot of sedative. You are not going to be able to do this if I am awake and with it. I said, I need a lot of sedation. Hey, Samson Farms. How you doing today? That's okay. I'm used to my name being far worse spelt than that. Far worse said. Isn't that right, Siobhan? Yeah, so tomorrow when I go in, my throat's killing me at the moment. Tomorrow when I go in, I'm going to do the whole thing again of, sit down with the doctors and say, you must knock me out. But they won't. They won't put you under a full anaesthetic to do this anymore. It's a day procedure and they won't do it. Asher, my husband, he said to me about half an hour ago, he said, do you want me to drive you to the hospital? Oh, yes, because I'm not allowed to drive afterwards. I will be sedated one way or another. I'm going to be out of it. So it's one thing they said, you are not allowed to drive home. Okay, I won't drive home. But yeah, that's so do you want to know what they're looking for? Had he had his caffeine? Siobhan, it was half an hour ago. So, 9:45 at night. He definitely had caffeine today. Okay, I've got one of brain. No, they're not going that way. They're going that way, right? He went to college with a girl named Siobhan, spelt very differently. I have no idea how you would spell it to actually to pronounce it. What's the word? Phonetically. I don't know how you'd spell Siobhan. I've heard many pronunciations of that name. Right, there's hi Mary Beth. Siobhan, yeah, that'd be it. I've got one or two things wrong with me that they're looking into. The first thing that they have that they're looking at is something that over time will become will basically damage my esophagus to the point of it will become cancer. So they've started treating me for that already. But the other thing they're looking for is that it could already be cancerous. So it's basically they're looking to see if it's cancer or if it's pre-cancer. It's one of those things. And the thing is, I've never smoked a day in my life. I very rarely drink hot drinks. I very rarely drink alcohol. So they're the three main things that would cause cancer in the esophagus. But sometimes it's just bad luck. So over here in the UK, supposedly, no, Rach, we don't use chemicals here. And if anything, it would have been before I was born. My mom had a very hard time with pregnancy, and my mom was on a lot of drugs to keep me in. I was trying to be born way. I was born early anyway, but I was trying to be born way before then. And there's a lot of chemicals, a lot of drugs that they wouldn't. Sweeper's dust. I suppose I have been working on and had horse yards most of my life. I'll think about that. I'll ask them about that, Dave. What was I saying? I forgot. I completely forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Somebody tell me what I was saying. Oh, that was it. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, thanks, Vanessa. I had completely remembered it incorrectly as well. They gave my mom a lot of drugs to keep me in, and they're drugs that aren't used now because they're known to cause problems for the baby. I mean, it's things like my mom was on Valium when pregnant. It was something that they gave her. Hi, Heaven's Gate Cherry Farm. Hi, Miss Minimoo. That's okay. It's entirely likely because I was then, after I was born, I was born early, and I spent, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks in an incubator. I wasn't properly formed. My lungs were really quite bad, and after I came out of hospital when I was a baby, the doctors didn't sort of follow up on it as much as they should. Hi, Mary Catherine. So the doctors didn't follow up with it as much as they should, and I was having asthma attacks, and my GP, family doctor, refused to believe it. And I was 10 years old. I'd been having asthma attacks for many years, and my mum literally took me in to the doctor's surgery when I was having an asthma attack one day, because we happened to have been outside just like 10 steps away from the surgery. So my mum took me into the surgery, and she said, she needs to see this doctor right now. And they said, sorry, he's got somebody in with him. And my mum literally just took me in there, walked straight in when he had somebody else that he was seeing. And my mum said, tell me that's not an asthma attack. And I was then rushed into hospital, put on a nebulizer, then ambulance called, rushed into hospital, and they went, you got lung damage. Yeah, thanks for that. So that's why when when I say, oh, my asthma's bad. Yeah, Vanessa. My my mother is only 5 foot tall, but thanks, Siobhan. I'll if I don't let you know tomorrow, if you don't get like weird random messages that make no sense tomorrow because I'm still out of it, then I'll ask me in the evening. Yes, my mum's only 5 foot tall, but you know, an angry mum will do anything. Um, yeah, so I have lung damage, and whenever I say, oh, my asthma's bad. Wow, Miss Minimoo, that's amazing that you survived. I mean, we're talking 40 years ago now. Yeah, Dave, I am very much my mother. I was, if I do my hair in a certain way, we've got a WhatsApp group for my sister, her children, and my mum, and put my hair. Oh, shame Siobhan's got them because she could say, yeah, you look just like your mum. This, I look just like my mum. I don't mind. I think my mum's pretty. Yeah, so they're rushing through. In the UK, if they suspect something to do with cancer, they're supposed to get you seen within 14 days. And and that's your first test. And I've already had one test. I'm going in for a second test, and it's only been 10 days. So Scotland is really, really on the ball of these things. So, you know, at least we get answers quickly up here. And I think it's just the first thing, and not I don't think it is yet cancerous. I think it's the first thing. And medicine's changing all the time, so I don't think there's anything for me to really panic about. Yeah, medicine's changing, and they're talking. I don't know how you guys in America cope with your medical system, because here it's free, and I wouldn't be able to afford insurance. There's no, I mean, I don't work. I can't work anymore because of my fibromyalgia. Nobody will take me on, because if you think you're a boss of a company and somebody says, I could be fine, I could be fine for 2 years, and then I could need 10 years off, 10 months off because of my health, they won't take me on. Dave, I should be able to, in theory, I'll be okay. I mean, my throat hurts now. That's just part of it. Yeah, I know, Rach. That's why I'm kind of, independence. Yeah. So I should be able to talk straight away. But my concern is every time I've ever had a surgical procedure that's involved. Yeah, I don't blame you, Mary Beth. Yeah, I couldn't. It saddens me. It really saddens me to see so many people I know can't afford medication. So just, I don't know. I couldn't imagine living in a country where you have to choose between being able to eat and being able to afford health insurance. That's great, Vanessa. Yeah, so hi, what was that? Hi, Angela. Hey, Overlook Valley Homestead. I'm okay. How are you guys doing? Yeah, so tomorrow, there we go, going in, tube stick down my throat. I'll probably end up again with a throat infection, which always happens every time I ever go in. They don't listen to me. They know best. Hi, Kate. They know better. They don't listen to me. They don't bother reading the notes. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. I don't know, Dave. I don't know if I'm going to lose my voice. I don't know if I'm going to be fine. I don't know if I'm going to have a throat infection. Um, yeah, Kate, I'll just do a quick recap. I've had a problem eating and drinking, and my throat doesn't sound good. Rach, I buy the tablets. So yeah, you're not allowed to grow it, but I can buy it. My neighbour opposite, actually, the only house you can see from ours, they were actually raided 3 years ago now for growing cannabis. So probably not an idea to do it here. Um, thanks, guys. Um, yeah, Kate, what it is I have one of two things wrong with my throat. Well, basically down here, my esophagus. Um, and that is I either have something which will turn cancerous in years, however long, don't know. They've started treating me for that anyway, just in case, or the other thing that they think I could have, and hence why they've got to put the camera down to distinguish between the two, is I could already have cancer of the esophagus. I feel better since I started the treatment, and I've only been on it 10 days, so I think it's the less of the problem, something that can be treated. But my throat, I still feel quite bad in my throat when I eat. I feel food go down. It gets to about here, and then it goes over to the side, and then down. Weird thing. I feel that. Dave, no, they're very different. Kate, I probably could use elderberry syrup. Never tried. Dave, we use BSL, British Sign Language, so the alphabet's all done on two hands instead of one, and most of it's done on two hands instead of one. So, interesting question. I don't know what that is. High pylori? High pylori? What is it? Um, yeah, so that's happening. That's tomorrow. I'll stick a camera down my throat. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Oh, Mary Beth, if it's something like that, they can probably treat it a lot easier. But they've done blood tests and all that sort of thing. So, see this in my eye? I have no idea how I did it. It's a lot better than it was. Honey and plenty of ice lollies. Yeah, I've been. I don't think they're here now. Strepsils. I've been living off strepsils at the moment. Hold on, I need a drink. I've been living off strepsils. Keep my throat. Oh, Mary Beth, if it's that, I'd be quite happy. I always sleep like that, Kate. Do I have acid reflux? Not really, no. Sometimes, but not very often. What I think I did with this, Kate, two of the kids, the goats, they got a poisoning of some sort a couple of weeks ago. And when I was treating one of them, that's entirely possible. Anyway, sorry, Kate, when I was trying to put this stuff down the throat. Oh, Angela, congratulations. It's an amazing life. It will change so much. Seriously. Anyway, sorry, Kate. I was giving Pixie her drugs. Hi, Flying versus Farm. and she stood up on her back legs, and they've got these little horns, my little kids. She spiked me just there, right under my cheekbone, and it's just in line with where this is. So it's about a week later this came up. So I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's probably, she got me there, it damaged underneath, and it's just worked its way up. No, I was going to go to the doctor because it's been there for a while now, but as I'm at the hospital tomorrow, I'll see if I can get somebody there to deal with it. Now, luckily, yeah, exactly, Kate, a deep bruise. Oh, look, Overlook Valley's going live in 30 minutes. That's fine, I'll be off by then. News with the cows. I was going to have a Highland bull to come and breed with the girls. That's not happening now. I'm going to do artificial insemination with the girls instead with a Dexter. Kate, it should only be tomorrow. I should be back out tomorrow. I've got to get there for 10 o'clock in the morning. It's nice and civilized here. None of this stupid like you get in England. You've got to be here at 7 o'clock in the morning. We might see you by, 6 o'clock in the evening. If you come in at 10, they said I may have to wait 4 to 6 hours for the procedure, and then once they're happy afterwards I can go home. So it should be, in theory, I could be home by 5:38. Kate, I've had the same here. I really have had the same. Well, not in Scotland, in England I've had the same. It's ridiculous. Thanks, Kate. I was actually having had surgery one day. I think I had surgery about 8-10 o'clock at night. I was ill after the surgery. The anaesthetic really reacted badly with me. It's probably another reason they don't want to put me under. And I must have got to sleep. I got to sleep about 4:30 in the morning, and at 5:30 the surgeon came round to do his rounds in the morning. And I just remember I was laying face down on this bed, my arms spread out, and and the light went on, and I just went, "What the f is this light doing on?" And the doctor said, "Oh, you're still a little bit sleepy. You should be up by now and out of bed." And I said, "What time is it?" And he said, "Oh, it's 5:15, 5:30. And I just remember shouting at this doctor, "I've had 45 minutes sleep. What do you want?" He laughed at me. He thought it was funny in the end. The nurse explained to him I'd been up all night being ill with a reaction to the anaesthetic, and then he apologised. He checked me over and he said, I think we'll let you sleep for a few more hours. Like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I can be really quite bad. I don't mean to be bad. My mom works in a hospital, and I am really, really respectful of the staff. I really appreciate the job they have to do. And when we had the carriage driving accident, there was this lad. He was a volunteer. Yeah, okay, it's a job that you don't get much thanks for these days. Certainly, they don't here. You get more abuse from people than you do thanks. God, Vanessa, you're not wrong there. Anyway, so I will. Sorry, I'm just screenshotting. I had to hurt my finger over the thing. Yeah, so I was in a really bad way. I was on a spinal board. I'd shattered all of my ribs on the left-hand side at the back. They were shattered. The ribs at the front, I'd broken a few of them. And the ones to my right were actually okay. It's due to hitting a curb with my back, this side of my back, hitting a curbstone at high speed, having slid across the road. And Sound sleeper. Kate, I'm either up at the slightest thing, or I could sleep through an earthquake that's under my house and my house collapse on it. I've no in between with me, one or the other. So anyway, this lad, he wanted to be a paramedic. He was doing like volunteering and that sort of thing, and his job was things like bringing bedpans to people, all the really nice jobs. Lovely lad, really really nice guy, and I was just generally having a joke and a laugh, even though I was strapped to a spinal board. And he came back this one time and he said, I have to ask. He said, I've seen your x-rays. He said, I have heard them say what happened to you. He said, I know how much pain you're in. He said, how can you be so laughing and joking? He said, how can you be that? Hi, Southern Bless Homestead. He said, how can you be like that? And I said, look, you've got people that come in here who are drunk and high on drugs, and all you do is you get abuse. I said, and you've got people in here who will just be horrible, and nasty just because they can, or they feel unwell, so they take it out on you. I said, don't you get that? He said, yeah, a lot. I said, do you enjoy that? And he said, no. I said, right, so that's why I am the way I am. And exactly, Kate, it's horrible. They shouldn't have to put up with that. And I just said, look, you have to put up with that with so many people. I said, I don't want that to be your memory of me. I said, you need some people who have a laugh. And he said, I know. He said, that's really nice. He said, but seriously, he said, your x-rays. He said, you must be in so much pain. I said, yeah, but me being miserable doesn't stop the pain. Doesn't help. Me laughing and joking, that does. So, oh, that's really good. I'm always nice, and it's a job that over here it doesn't pay a lot of money, and it should. You should be getting paid 10 times the amount you do if you work in a hospital over here. And I think that's horrendous. We never used to, but we do now. So, yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on. We do have lambs due. Remember last year? Oh, that's so nice, Kate. I mean, it's not nice what you've been through, but it's nice that you were able to do that. Because being miserable doesn't help you when you're not well, and I have to deal with fibromyalgia, and that's pain. That's constant pain. It's about a week ago. I remember saying to Asher, I got up one morning, and he said, "How are you?" And I said, it's the first morning from as long as I can remember that I wasn't in pain. I was about an hour later. It was good. Made the most of it. Yes, Vanessa Lambs. Let's talk about cute things instead of cancer and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you remember the Dorsets, the fluffy things, December and January last year. We had the white, really fluffy sheep in that had lambs. So the first ones, and there were the two boys that were black and white, called Eggs and Bacon. I have them now. But those same sheep are back in. They're back here this year again for lambing. And there's only four this time. This time. December, January. Over Christmas, we're expecting those four girls to have lambs. So it's very exciting. We're in a different barn this year, but there is a light. It's a smaller barn, so it's a bit more cozy. It's nice. It's warm in there. It's really warm in there. Yeah, so Christmas, New Year. Hopefully we've got visitors between Christmas and New Year. Very busy Christmas. I've also got a friend's dog staying. He's lovely. He's a big border collie. He's not a working sheepdog. He's a family pet, but he's lovely. He's so sweet. He's stayed here a few times. And he'll sort of, the first time he was here, he sort of sat outside the sheep's paddock and was just staring at the sheep, his brain telling him, you should be watching these, but he didn't know why, because he's never worked sheep in his life. But his name's Buddy, and he'll be here as well. And hopefully, those of you who follow alternative smallholding, not yet, Mary Beth, I'll get to that in a minute. Alternative smallholding on, well, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything these days. Goats, lambs, both the same. They're hoping to come up as well between Christmas and New Year, which would be really nice. Willow, she's still here. She's her wound on her shoulder. You remember the wound went into a really, really big lump, fibrous, whatever. Anyway, the lump started to go down. Actually, it's looking a lot better, but the wound it's not opened properly. It's seeping, and fibroid. Thanks, Kate. I know I could rely on you. But yeah, the wound is seeping a little bit. The vet was out last week, and the vet couldn't get near it. Could not get anywhere near it. I couldn't get near it, and we ended up having this can of antibiotic spray stuff that we use. They use on farm animals, and it's really, really strong. With horses, what we'd have like purple spray, this is like really, really strong version of that, agricultural version, and it sprays. You can reach sort of like 6 foot away. So the idea is that if you've got a cow or something, you don't need to get right up to it. Anyway, the vet was trying, she couldn't get near enough to do it, and I just about managed to get it. So, but now we've got her Willow on a calmer, like a sedative to. It's building up in her system over a few days, and then I'm going to try again to give it a good clean. She may need to go on proper antibiotics again. I don't know, but she's okay. Curly, the little white pony who's up there, he has now been diagnosed with something called Cushing's, which it's like diabetes sort of thing. The body basically produces way too much cortisol, and it affects the weight and all sorts of things. So he started on medication for that yesterday. Now he's 21, and most ponies, his breed, get it. It's just one of those things. Little Welsh ponies always get Cushing's. Yeah. It's not fun, is it, Kate? Trying to clear them up when they're not happy about it. Yeah, so most ponies that are the same breed as Curly get Cushing's at any point from 12 onwards. And I've had him tested from 12, and you know what? He's 22 in 3 months in March, and he's only just got it. So, Vanessa, that is exactly what it is here. Oh, I also have another goat coming. Yeah, exactly, Kate. I mean, the thing, she won't even let me look at it. That's how bad she is. Oh, enjoy your Christmas concert. That sounds fantastic. I want to go to one. I'm sure there's some here next week. If there is, I want to go to one. Make me feel a bit better. A bit more Christmassy, you know. Yeah, she won't even let me look at it. I was there with the torch trying to have a really good look because she's in a barn. Yeah, and we don't get a lot of daylight this time of year here. I mean, it starts going dark at 2:30 in the afternoon. And every time I put the torch or tried to put my head to the side, she'd turn her head in the way so I can't see it. So she's been a real pain, and that's why at the moment she's being fed a sedative, a cumulative sedative. So it will just build up in her system. So Enya, the big black girl that arrived from Sussex a couple of months ago, she's lovely. She's so sweet. She's up there with them. She's a bit confused as to why she's in. She's like, I'm used to being outside. I don't know why I'm in, but it's fine. They're in a big barn. They can walk, trot, canter, be silly, look out, everything. So they're doing really well up there. What else? Russ. Oh. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Russ, my big silver grey sheep, boy sheep, he got out. And he got in with all of my ewe lambs. So all of the girls that are too young to breed. And he is my biggest boy. He's big in height, width, length, bone, everything. And he's been in there about a week, I think, or just under a week. So I've got to get the vet out in 10 days. I've got him out today. I've got to get the vet out in about 10 days to inject all of the ewe lambs to make sure none of them have any babies by him, because it would probably kill them. Or they would at least have a really, really hard time. And I don't mind bottle feeding if I've got to bottle feed, but I'm not going to be bottle feeding lambs because their mums are too young, aren't producing enough milk, the lambs are too big, mum's died, whatever, been injured. I'm not going to do it. It's not fair to ask the ewe lambs to have their first lambs from such a big boy. So vet's coming out. In horses it's 10 days, so I don't know. In horses I can do it myself, do the injection myself, but I am an AI technician, so apparently that means that I'm allowed. But I'm not allowed with sheep. It's weird. I'm allowed to do most things with farm animals that horse owners aren't allowed to do. But yeah, you know what? I've been told, oh, messing with the hormones can cause problems. And I'm thinking, I'd rather cause problems. Kate, he's now back. He's now in the boys' paddock. He was in with 4 girls. And after he'd finished with them, he jumped the fence, and we didn't know he can jump. He's a big boy. He's like me, I'm not skinny. It would be like me being able to jump my height. You don't expect it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a surprise when we found him out there and then found out how he'd done it. So, but he came in today, so he's now at the end of the property in with the other boys, and they've got mesh electric fence where the holes are only about that big, so they can't get through it. And on top of that, it's got a higher fence anyway. So hopefully he won't get out again. But this means that next year, yeah, hopefully, Kate, if I breed from him again, and the thing is, he's a really, really good lad, so I don't really want to castrate him. But if we breed from him next year, I've just got to bear in mind that he's got to go in either what's called the goat paddock, which is high fencing. It was made by the people who used to live here for their goats, and their goats jumped out. But it's high enough for sheep, but it's not very big. Steve's in there at the moment with 2 girls, 2 of the Jacobs, which is their pets' daughters, Onesie and Toots. So Steve, the little black lad, he's in with them because I'm hopefully going to get some black babies. Because last year they had, well, they look black, but they're technically brown. So I'm hoping add a little bit more black, a little bit more darkness into them. Their babies should come out fully black, which is fleece that I need really for what I'm doing. Who else? Frankie, he's one of the new lads. He's going to get all of the girls. All of the girls who've been bred, he's going to get them to make sure that any of the other lads who hasn't done their job, Frankie will get in and sort them out, hopefully. Dot's had girls. He's gone back out now. And Hugo, the Scottish black-faced lamb, he's got horns, really nice, one horn either side that comes out and then curls forward. Beautiful boy, he's so nice. He dropped a lot of weight, and we don't know why. He's been wormed, he was vaccinated, he came from a very good home where I know that they took really good care of him. And he came here and he just dropped weight. So it's probably just stress of moving and everything. So he was supposed to have a few different ewes, but he's ended up only having one. And that is Kerry. That was Jazz's mum. And I hate that every other time I go to say Kerry, I say Jazz. Hi, Sam. I'm not here for long anyway. But thanks for joining. Yeah, I think Hugo will be better next year. I mean, he was only born this year, so if he doesn't get Kerry pregnant, doesn't get her pregnant, I'm not all that bothered. And everyone keeps saying, well, you should leave him in for 6 weeks. Well, I've already put Dot back out. I've already put Russ back, back away. I've already put Russ back away. I'm just kind of at the point of if they haven't taken after the first time, I'm really not bothered because I've got the lambs in December. These ones due over Christmas, between Christmas and New Year. And then I've got my the silver grey Gotland girls. They are due beginning of March. I've had to cancel going to America because they were supposed to be due in April, and then the woman I got them from put them in with the boy early. So instead of being due the end of April, they were due the beginning of March, which is when I was going to America. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it actually, Kate, because I've only sort of got a few at a time that are due. So I'm going to have a few lambs on a regular basis through the year. I mean, my neighbour's got lambs due. They're the ones I've got here that are due in December. I've then got some due in beginning of March. He's got his next lot are due the end of March, beginning of April. And then my next lot are due beginning of May. So we've got December, March, April, and May. I've got lambs. So I've got 4 lots of lambing this year. I'll probably hate it. I'll get to the last few ewes ready to have their lambs, and I'm probably just going to go, I'm not going out there. Leave them to it. Yeah, it's going to be really good, Kate. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to have lambs. I mean, I know it can be so sad and it can be so horrible when things go wrong, but gosh, I love them. I love them so much. And the soays, my little diddy sheep, my little diddy ones, 3 of them, absolutely sound. I mean, I kill off more vegetables than I do sheep, so, I'm winning somewhere, I guess. Oh, it is, Kate. It's just fantastic. My little diddy soays, I've never had a young soay lamb, and they'll basically come out like the size of really small cats. I mean, they're going to be tiny. I cannot wait to have the soays, and I've got 3 girls who are in with 2 boys. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I will get some soay babies because they are going to be the cutest things in the world. Yeah, Vanessa, that's exactly what we want. That's the best way. And I've got everything. I've got colostrum, I've got the lamb's milk, I've got the bottles, I've got all the drugs, I've got everything under the sun you can imagine. That, well, I've probably forgotten something, but you prepare for everything, because if you prepare for the worst, you don't need it very often. I like that, Sam. They're in the garden. Oh, I will be, Kate. I will be going live. I will be going live for births, and I will be doing lots of lives when they're born, and there will be millions of videos of lambs. You're going to get sick of videos of lambs, I'm sure. I'm not. I love them. The soways, they're in the back garden, the ones that are there for breeding, and they are so funny. And I just hear them calling, and they're just, I don't know, they hear me out and about, and they start calling and calling, and they are so noisy. The little diddy one, Toby, um, lambs are noisy, and Toby was a late lamb, and he's really, really tiny, and he's got the biggest voice on the world, on the planet. Oh, these Cape horses were just horses trying to stand and take their first steps. It's absolutely hilarious. I've seen so many horses that they can't, baby horses, they can't lie down, they can't figure out their legs. And what they tend to do is they just sort of fall head first into a pile of straw until they figure it out. Yeah, ducks, chicks, everything. Baby pigs. No, Sam, they're not. Trust me. Not lambs. Giraffes. Yeah, horses are like giraffes. Their legs, they just don't know what to do with their legs. They're so funny. I should probably get going. My throat is killing me, and Overlook Valley is doing a live. Where are you? Yeah, there she is. She's going live in a few minutes. Overlook Valley. I don't know if she's still in here. She's probably gone off to set her live up. Right. My throat's killing me, guys. Thank you for joining me. You really have cheered me up. I didn't think anybody would come because I've not done a live for so long. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to head off. I will let you know what happens tomorrow. Thanks, Vanessa. I'll let you know the results. Thank you, Mary Beth. I'll let you know the results as soon as if they're good results, I'll let you know as soon as I know them. If they're not good results, I'll let you know after I've processed it all myself. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, H. Thanks, Vanessa. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.